All right, guys, welcome back to an episode of We
I'm not-
Talking
I'm just-
About.
I'm again.
You pill-popping son of a bitch. He loves those pills. The water's just for show. He chews them. That was a fake swallow. That's real.
It was the other way around.
All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of We Talking About. Today we're talking about Crazy Head, episode 4, season 1.
Yeah.
Science. I'm fucking nailing this lately.
Can count to 4.
Counting the 4.
My man.
This episode was okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know, not my favorite so far of the Crazy Head.
Crazy bones.
Crazy Bones.
Get your crazy bones over there. Yeah, no, I totally agree.
I'm also, so just to jump to the end.
Fuck the end, yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
So the roommate, whose name I forget.
Suzanne.
Suzanne, who's I never remember anyone's name.
I write things down.
Suzanne, you know, jumps out of the thing and just like a puddle of body and whatever.
Dumb.
And part of me goes, I don't think she's dead. So,
Okay.
and not that I don't believe a sack of blood. I don't think she's going to reconstitute from a sack.
Right.
But I'm like, I know he said her head was over here involved with that, but since I didn't see it, I didn't actually
No.
see any of that. It could have been she rode this thing down, it exploded, and because she's like this undead thing, while the demon is just a human,
Right.
I think she might have scurried off into the wild
Yeah.
blue yonder, and she'll be back.
I think us
They've
not...
invested a lot of time to have not an unappealing death, but just like it didn't do anything for me. It didn't give me closure. I was like, all right, now.
Two things. Them falling, some of the worst effects, like, because I don't mind the demon face or whatever, but them falling was so bad that I was like, holy shit. That's just them, like, laying on like a green mat and then filming it and then dragging them and clicking them down. It was horrible.
Yeah.
Fuck. Yes, and it felt really weird, and I hope it's not like a cost-saving measure or something like that, but it felt super weird that only Jake sees the mayhem, no one else looks at it for some reason, and then we don't even see it, and I was like, this is weird.
No.
I have a theory that is definitely not true,
What
and
is
that's
your
why I
theory?
should talk about it.
Sure.
So Jake was the only one who went to, like, the dead body. The demon just died. What if Jake is now possessed?
Oh, that would be interesting.
Wouldn't that be interesting? I doubt they're going to do that.
No, I don't think that'll be it either. But that I don't hate that. That has legs.
And that's why he said, oh, no, you don't want to go, oh, it's really bad, oh, fuck, and all that stuff. Because he was covering up for whatever fucking... Because that's how Suzanne even got possessed, was she was there. And he'd only been hit by a car, but he was still, like barely alive or something like that.
Yeah.
Or maybe he was dead, but, like, the demon's in there, like, holy shit, I'm in a dead body. Get those eyes open. Ah! And then, like, jumps out or something. I don't even know.
maybe.
And I don't know what the rules are. Maybe all they need is a little
seemingly
bit.
none of them know the rules, because you'd think you would send the half-demon, who probably would be the only one invulnerable, and honestly the most capable one, to go check the thing out, and leave. And the guy who loves her might want to stay there to console her. But you know, whatever, writers, whatever.
No one knows the rules of love. Can't know the rules of love.
He was funny with some of his little anecdotes in the car about how, like, oh, you know, I noticed that when the shit hits a fan, you know, you don't go to the guy you just fucked, you go, you call me.
Yeah, there was a part in the middle where I wrote, like, Jake professes his love to Amy. Like, oh, no.
Yeah.
It was very bad. And, like, part of that was so good because he picked such a bad time to do it, and that's
usually how it works, though.
that's a crucial element of professing your love,
Mm-hmm.
is both for reasons you should know and, like, reasons you couldn't possibly know, it's the worst time to do it. And she reacted to say, like, no, like, fuck, like, I don't know, I can't right now,
All right,
stop
then.
it.
Good night.
I think you're great. And just, like, it was, like, this super awkward, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
oh, shit. It was great.
Weird. I like the little, you want the penguin? You want the cow?
Yeah.
I also think it's funny that they were the same size.
Well, it's very roomy.
Hers seemed pretty tight.
Nope, makes no sense. It's fine. It's totally fine. I loved, and we're going to cut through something, so, like,
Sure.
it's like the penguin and the cow, or like, whatever.
Uh-huh.
And for whatever reason, I didn't expect, Raquel to be wearing the cow. Just like, I just assumed maybe she doesn't wear it, because what, is that normal to wear these onesies? I don't know. But
What are you sleeping?
But for some reason, when it cut back to her being like, they're getting jiggy or something like that, and then like the 1-2 punch of her saying that, and then it like cutting wide and her wearing the cow, I was fucking dying. It was great.
Yeah, they're pretty good people.
They're
as
pretty
in
good
actors.
people. Yeah, no, fuck. The show's good. Do you want to talk about the things that happen on the show?
Sure.
It opens up with Single Mom Demon.
Yeah. So she's, I guess, going to be a new mainstay here. It seemed like she
Yeah.
was a fixer in that first appearance.
We're gonna call in the big guns. He
Yeah,
says.
but
Yes.
now it's like I guess she's just stooge number 3. I don't think it's funny, and this is a little bit of a jump, but like how many demons die or are killed by like the leader, and you're like, you just seem to be like just recruiting new ones that like are similarly bad or worse. Do you know what I mean by that? Where I'm
Right,
just like,
like,
is it just like like any demon? We're paying 35 quid. Get over here, and you're like, ooh.
Right, it's like you may have a systemic problem in your organization. I don't think your HR is handling it properly. Like, right? This is like the
Yeah.
turnover rate is far too high.
Yeah.
Totes.
Don't get it.
Totes agree. So the single mom's one of the first of several like somewhat confusing things,
Okay.
and I don't know.
Explain that.
I kind of felt like we're doing a little bit of rewriting or a little bit of like cramming of exposition and like a little bit of like rewriting the ship or something, because I think she was a fixer. And I think it was like, we gotta call in the big guns, the nastiest, son of a bitch out there.
Yeah.
And she's like, I can't get a babysitter, and it's like, oh, that's funny. But then they were like, okay, no, we can't hire like new actors. Just keep her on the show and have her do
Yeah.
others. Kind of like you spotted with like the weird friend who's gonna touch your face with meat and be like, you fancy a shag and all that stuff. And it's like, no. He has to drive them around. He has to be very like subservient and like nebbish to them or whatever.
He's changed so much from being like, like college boy, like, putz, to like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm so shy. I just don't know what's happening. Oh, I just mentioned
He's
jerking
this-
off into a nun.
Yeah, he's this like conflicted.
Had takeaway
whatever.
curry.
Oh, that's
Felt like a waste.
why pronounce with meat? And the confusing thing about the single mom, so like that's my framework, is I feel like they're doing stuff to be like, okay, we got approved for a second season. Let's rearrange this and change it a little bit or something like that. And her, it seems like she actually cares about the kid.
Which, that's what doesn't make any sense. I'm
That's
like,
what I'm
is he a
saying.
demon child? Because if he's not, what the fuck? And if he is, what the fuck?
And to add to that, so like they do this cheap like reveal where he was laying on, like across her
Yeah.
lap and she was on the phone. But when they're walking up to like smash her head in, she's on the phone saying like, "Oh yeah, it's awful. Yeah, I put it on the fridge. He looks like he's on acid though, or something like that." Like she's talking shit about the kid's art, drawings, I
Yeah.
think, and the kid's right there.
I think he was asleep during that first part. At least I'd hope.
I would hope so too, but I feel like it's doing psychological
But it also
damage.
would make sense that she could be a bad mom, even if she cares, because she is a demon.
Exactly.
So, you can see it.
Totes, but then that made it so much weirder for me because I was like, oh shit, the kid's there. Wait, she was just doing that. And then she's all like, my son is here. And then she like, jukes her and I'm like, okay, you're just acting like, oh, my son is here. But then it kept going. Like she had to go and like get him to safety and all that shit. I'm like,
Yeah.
wait, do you really care about this kid? Why?
That room was a mess, too. How many toys are everywhere?
So
They
many
all make
toys.
noise.
Oh, so many toys.
That's the like piano from Big. What's going on?
Yeah, no one has that toy anymore.
It's because it's not a real toy.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh, fuck, my whole childhood is ruined now. I wanted that toy so badly. Yeah, it burns the muffins. All
those
that
muffins
shit.
like had to have already been in there
So
for
burned.
so long.
They were so
they were
burned already.
black.
They
with
were
smoke.
unrealistic. 2 out of 10. Horrible show.
I loved when
I
she
know.
reaches for the knife, stabs her, and it's a toy, and she's like, oh.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't tell from when you first grabbed it, it was
I
made
know.
of nothing.
It's pretty good.
And then does stab her with a toy.
And then it was like she tried to strangle me with a snake or something like that.
She
You're like,
stabbed me
"Oh."
with a B-52.
Yeah. So
Hilarious.
she face sucks Raquel. Amy
Yeah, like, just a
steps
quick
on
one.
Toys.
Because she could have done a big one and just taken her out.
I don't know. Is it because she's half demon that she even survived it? What are we saying
Well,
here?
she did it to a full demon and he didn't die from it. So it
Yeah.
wouldn't necessarily kill you, but it does seem like she gave him a quick peck. I think because she was also like the other one, where's the other one? Like, I gotta move.
Yeah. It felt fine to me, but yeah, I was wondering why Raquel seemed to handle it so much better than
I
Sawyer
had
did,
right
yeah.
at that moment. I went to the bathroom and came back. So when I came back and hit play, it jumped like the 10 seconds back. So I saw that suck part twice.
Yeah.
So I knew it was coming. So I looked, and she's like, like her mouth is like way on the outside, all around her mouth, like in a total Hoover maneuver. And I was like,
Yeah.
all right, that's how you do it.
Oh yeah. She wants it all.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that makes her stronger for a limited time. Like, how does it work?
I was thinking that.
Into that
Do you
stuff.
think she would have gained the telekinesis from doing that, like for a little while, or is it like a permanent thing? Who knows?
A little bit of the Rouge powers.
But no.
So she takes her son to Callum's whose name I now know, the
Yes,
Scottish
the
head
Scottish
of the
boy.
demons. And we have it revealed to us apparently that if they're like coming unhinged, they can like show themselves accidentally because they lose their like grip on their disguise face.
Yeah.
Which is like, what does that mean?
I took it as something that doesn't make sense. So
Yes.
even if you took like as the rules have been stated, it's just the seers can see them. But when they had him switch, where you saw his face, nobody was watching him switch. So unless
Yeah.
you were seeing what the demons can see all the time from that switch, or he lost it completely, which means like anyone will be able to see.
I don't
And I'm
know.
like, what does that mean? But because of how inconsistent it is and not showing it to us all the time, if they made it so that in every scene that had the two girls in it, you could see them in full face all the time,
Mm.
it would make a lot more sense. Cause I'd be like, okay, so that's what's happening. But because they don't do that, you're not in the complete understanding of do they always see them as demons? Is it only now and then? Is this happening? Can
I-
anyone ever really see that?
I feel like it's every now and then, and I feel like the reason that she couldn't see him in the first place was because his is buried so deep, and he's so good at it, and he's so under control, and everyone else, because she usually sees it, or they usually show it to us in like tense moments when there'd be a lot of like
No, true.
when someone's like about to do something or something like that. It's a little murky to me though. It's a little ambiguous.
No, it certainly
I'm
is,
not
and
sure.
that's the thing that annoys me. I just like rules. I like to be able to call you on your bullshit. I want to know what's good writing versus what's just you not following your own rules.
Well, and it was really weird that, like, in the same episode, and there's only 6, so I understand, but, like, if you had set this concept up earlier, and now, well, we need a way to show that Callum's, losing his shit and, like, not dealing with this,
Sure.
and we're going to have him say that, I think, twice, but we can't have him beat someone to death because he already did that. How can we show? Well, let's in the beginning of the episode have him say, "You don't see me losing my shit and showing myself, do you?" or something like that, and then
Yeah.
later lose his shit and show himself, and that way that this is getting to him or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's weird to have that because this show is so well written and so good or something. These things stand out to me as like kind of goofy, not great things or whatever.
Gotta love goofy, not great things. Name of our podcast.
Hello and welcome to Goofy Not Great Things. I like that. That has legs. Well, what's the acronym? GNGT. Ooh.
GNGT in the morning. Hello.
GNGT in the morning. And then he says this great thing, like, because they're like, okay, so in the same conversation, I'm rambling, I'm tired. They fucking they talk about now, like, well, we need Raquel, and like, well, can't you just lock her up till you need her? And he says we can't keep her in the basement shitting in a bucket. She won't be in the right state of mind for the
Yeah.
Does he say the ritual? What does he say? He says something.
The ritual to open up the gates of hell.
Well, so later on they start to actually say, he says like, it's a gate. It's not just like you don't just give it a shove and Bob's your uncle. It's a very complicated procedure, and he's doing all this.
And
things.
it's going to be at a rave is the plan for it, or something along those lines, because they're promoting it as a thing. And I imagine because you'll get into this massive club party, the doors will lock, they'll start murdering people.
Yeah.
Because you need the blood has to be flowing to make this thing happen.
We need mad blood, yo.
Makes
yeah,
sense.
that whole thing. There were parts of that I was in and out of, and I was like, I'm not sure. Is that going to be the same thing? Because he said we can't keep her shitting in a bucket, but when is this planned for? Because he already made a poster. Like, I don't know what's going on anymore.
Yeah.
It was very like, wait, is this the thing for that, or is this something else?
I could take it
Who was that?
a couple ways.
Yes, it was very weird.
It just I enjoy the show. There's a little things I think could make it better, a little punch up. It could use like I think one more writer just to keep things on target and like express rules.
That's what I'm saying. I'm getting this vibe that something's coming a little off the. There's a little too much play in the back end.
And this is like
Yeah.
your mid-season.
Right.
2 more episodes and the season's over.
Oh.
So you're gonna have one more setup episode where you're gonna find out that this love interest of hers is the bad guy, and then in the last episode will be the ritual and stopping the ritual, presumably, because this bad
Blood
guy.
rave. Oh.
Because it doesn't make any sense. You gotta wait for her to be ready, blah 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 blah. But like, it's gotta happen like real soon, or it's not even in this season.
Oh, it better be. Fuck that.
I would
Fuck
assume
that.
it is. But so assuming it is in this season, that means
Yeah.
this episode the bad guy who may be working for her or not, or for them or not, is coming after her. She's in the car with her. And she'll have to fend this person off or get taken to where the ritual is, and she's ready now. Like, either way, it happens in 2 episodes if it happens this season, and that's a little weird and presumptuous. Unless her fending this guy off, she does it in such an epic way where he's like, she's ready now.
So what do you think? What do you think Harry's all about? We don't really know anything about Harry.
I couldn't tell you dick about him. I thought that originally that he was a friend of the father or something. That's clearly not true. Or it's another bait and switch type thing where I saw him fighting you, and it was like him training her or something.
I wasn't even sure what they were showing in her vision. I saw his hand moving like this or something like that, and I was like, I'm not sure even what I'm looking at here. So like, I don't even know. I didn't get the, I can tell Amy's like, he's the bad guy. And why doesn't she just text Raquel? Why does she have to leave a message or something like that?
Or why didn't she call her when she first looked out the window? Why did you wait till she was in the car running all the way downstairs?
Like
or scream out the window.
There's a window. Speaking of the window, I assume you called this, but I want to call out that even I called it because it was so obvious. When he calls her and like the angle's all weird or something that.
Yeah.
And like in my head I was like, he is right outside. And then not only was he right outside, but he was literally right outside, and he could see into her like literal window. And I was like, that's right outside.
Watching
Holy
her
shit!
Dance and cheer. No, it's very goofy.
And he's like, I got her.
He was so close that she could have just looked and seen him.
I know,
like
which is
accidentally.
Weird. Totes.
He should not have been there.
And so I don't know if he can even be a demon, because they'd be like seeing him, hopefully, maybe something like that.
Or he's buried deep.
It's buried so fucking deep. We should talk about two more things.
Sure.
One is the Penguin.
Okay.
So they have what I didn't write that down these words, but this is one of the most like charming and like awesome little like love kiss fucking things I have seen in like a fucking super long time. And, like, that's so dumb, and I have no reason to think that in all these shows that we watch where there's a paranormal element, or even if there barely is, they always shoehorn in these dumb love stories, and I'm always like, oh my god, I'm a boy, stop kissing, fuck, just get on with the awesome shit, or something like that. This was so awesome. This was, like, something about the music and, like, their acting and, like, talking, the way they were, like, interacting. I was like, oh, shit, son, this is the... I was, like, really into it. This was great.
No, yeah, I like them too. Again, ever since the penis grab, I thought they have fun chemistry and they're interesting people, doing things that I like on screen. I like that she pissed the bed. I think that's hilarious. I love that a vision does that to her. It puts her in a state. I love her explanation. Oh, sometimes it was really good to pee.
Yeah,
it was really good. It was really good for me too. Yeah, like
no, they're fucking
because I could totally see that
so good
being said in real life, and some vain guy like not even caring that his sheets
that he's
and his
holding
mattress
pissy sheets at the moment. Yeah,
and I was going, I was really good, wasn't I? Yeah.
Oh, better prepare myself.
Yeah, rocked her world, pissed your bed.
Like hours later. That's fine. No, like and like she even
it's
like
a full release, tantric even.
She even makes like a different face when she's pretending to tell him the soul, because when she's being honest and like real, her face is her usual face, and she has to put on this whole like, oh yeah, oh totally, and makes a weird like, I'm like, oh, that's great, it's fucking great, it's great. And it's like, oh, you slutty penguin or something like that when the like Raquel comes out.
Oh yes, penguin definitely the choice.
Oh yeah, no, just I'm not gonna call out every because like every line of the conversation was basically great. That whole fucking
it was the walk that did it for me.
The waddle was awesome. Yeah, no, it's fucking great.
I was like, yep, you got it.
That's like the
because I know people that do goofy shit like that, and I was like, yep, that felt real to me.
That's the real shit. And like, if someone like if we were in like the writers' room and it's like she should waddle over there or something like that, people would be like, no, that sucks, whatever. But that's like the real shit that happens in real life. Mm-hmm. And that's what makes it real, and then you feel it. And now when there's gonna be some shit later, I'm like, no, they have like a real connection.
Oh, it's right in the feels.
It's fucking.
Trust me. Pee the bed.
It hit me in my feels.
Oh, it's classic Orange is the New Black move. You pee on the ground and let them know you love them.
And you didn't even know that she peed yet. She just got up like, oh shit, and you kind of thought like maybe she was like, what have I done?
She like looked, and at first I was like, is she looking to see if she's naked or not? Does she not remember she fucked this guy?
Lots of sex in there.
Is she drunk?
Right.
I'm like, no, she's not. And when they like peed the bed, I'm like, that's what that was.
Exactly. But I love finding that out and having those moments of like, wait, is she this? Is she that? I don't know. and having it not be cheap and dumb and just be like a natural.
No,
like,
yeah.
thing. Fuck.
They're pretty good about that. Like, nothing ever really feels this spoon-fed bullshit.
Yeah.
It does feel like a natural progression, and it does have genuine character and
Should have pinched your arm.
storytelling. Yeah,
Fuck.
pinching her tit.
And what we're leading to, of course, is the gigantic fucking. I wrote down, could Jake be possessed?
It was
Forgot
a
about that.
pretty good ending, and I should say ending like plan on their part. Was like, you know, get them together. They have to get on the elevator, cut the power. She's
Yeah.
gonna eat her. Either she's gonna kill her, or you're gonna force her to kill her friend. And either way, you're gonna throw her off her game.
We're gonna solve this
And,
problem. Yeah.
I also thought it was one hell of a risk. I knew what would have happened. I didn't realize she actually cut herself, though.
I know, that was weird.
That wasn't a play because, especially the direction it was seen at, you could not tell that there was blood on her, really.
Right.
So it wasn't required. And it didn't play the exact way I would have wanted. I thought it was like when she's like, "Oh, I love you." I wanted her to be like, "I love you too," king, and to like stab that guy. But like it didn't happen that way. Obviously, it was worse.
Right. Yeah, and when she took out the knife, and then I saw the blood on Suzanne's face, I was like, okay, she probably like cut her like a little bit.
Yeah.
And was like,
But that's a hell of a risk because once the blood was
Totally.
exposed, it's like
You get
if
the-
you're trying to plan this out with your pet shark, and you're like, "All right, it's a little bit of blood in the water just to
Yeah.
make it look real," and then you're dead. But it, it worked out because it's a TV show. And then she of course says like, "I don't want to live in this world anymore," and like takes that guy down the wall.
and then just this weird death
Yeah.
of nothing.
And it's
but,
not that I can't even understand it because it's not like you're this like the sexy vampire or whatever. You're like degrading. You look like a
She-
ghoul.
She looked like shit.
Yeah.
When whatever they did to her eyebrows, because they weren't like shaved off, but they like made them like gray or something. She looked like shit, and I was like, oh
Like she has
no,
mange.
oh no.
But yeah, they made her look bad. So I
Yes.
think like a combination of like she was like a attractive girl who was all about the makeups and the fashions and the whatever, and now she's the opposite of that. And the having to kill to survive, I think, could really weigh on a person.
And she already killed the fancy new haircut guy that she was.
Yeah, she killed the
whatever.
love interest. So I could see killing yourself, but I
Yeah.
think this goofy way of doing it was not the way I would have wanted it.
It was an anticlimactic kind of robbing you of the satisfaction of what could have been an awesome. And she did sacrifice or whatever. I think it was just like
It's that-
how it played out.
It's that it was such an unnecessary sacrifice that I hate.
Yeah.
And you see this a lot in movies where like the guy goes like, "I'll slow him down, you go," and they die like instantly. And I'm like, you didn't even slow him down. You might
Right.
have been useful later on.
Yeah,
I don't
he
know
did-
why you did that. You
he
could have
didn't
been at
even-
least holding my shoes.
He didn't even break
Like-
his gate. He just ran right by and killed you.
Yeah.
I know.
So like that was what this felt like. I'm like, okay, this little ginger who really wouldn't have been much of a fight at all. You took him over the edge and died.
Yeah,
All
'cause
right,
at that
didn't
point-
even trade pawn for pawn. No, you're like a fucking ghoul. I could have used you later.
At that point, most of the people are like gone or like not there, so it's like 3 or 4 versus 1 at that point
Yeah.
with that demon. And he's just and I liked that guy. He he'd had some lines.
No, yeah.
So,
he
but
he was the only really mainstay demon that wasn't the soccer mom demon.
But they already got around him by hitting him with that Tupperware thing. So I
Yeah,
don't think
he's
I
weak.
don't think he would have been a big
But
deal.
I think that because of things like that, was like, "Oh, got you with a hamster carrier." Like, you didn't have to sacrifice yourself to kill that guy. You could have done
Yeah.
that on like the boss level or something.
Yeah, I think she just like like you said, like did not want to live, and like they did a good job in like the middle, in between the beginning and the part we're talking about. They do a good job of like showing how, because she looks like shit, and she also looks like she's in a lot of pain.
Yeah.
There's a great montage of her like pacing around and like doing weird like stuff and all that, and I'm like, okay, you're having a really bad time. This is bad.
Life is hard.
This
Get
is
out of
not
it.
good. Because we on all these shows like this, it's like, oh no, you're cursed. Oh no, you're undead. Oh no, you're fucking awesome and can do this and can do that.
Yeah,
like,
she did not
stop
have any of
bitching.
those real powers.
No.
Yeah.
Well, and like whatever powers she may or may not have had, like she's having a fucking horrible time.
Yeah,
and
no.
the whole thing. So I was like, okay.
I don't blame her
This
for
is
taking her
not-
own life. It's just the way she did it, I think, was dumb. Because, again, a bigger battle is coming. And this is your friend. You had enough mental wherewithal to not kill her, to
Yeah.
not even want to give up her information or help the bad guys. Eventually you cave because you're starving to death.
Yeah,
I thought that you would have been like, all right, now that I am out, it's free. You could have done more.
I would have just fed on that. I think you can feed on a demon guy as her because they still have blood. Are they dead?
I would presume you
Are they
could feed
dead
on a demon
puppets?
guy.
We'll figure it out.
She also could have just fed on the guy that was dead laying on the floor, the pizza guy, whatever the fuck his name was.
Ooh.
Like, there were
Burger
options.
King guy.
Yeah, Burger King guy.
That was awesome because I wrote down like Callum shows his true face when he breaks BK guy's neck.
Yeah.
No, so I do suspect something's up. I'm not gonna give it to him that like Jake is now possessed with the ginger demon or whatever, but something's up with where maybe she's really alive and got away or something. Because not showing anything. Not that the show has
That's my
budgetary
guess.
problems, but like they should have been able to show even like a really wide shot with just like CG like red and bits or something.
Or just her legs off to the side, anything.
Could have done something. I made a special note, and this is dumb, and it's totally not planned, and it's not a good thing, and it's not real or whatever. But I liked that, like when they stopped the elevator, it was like turning this like lever, and Callum had to, talked about how she's a lever and he has a lever, and he just has to pull it, and he even did like a pantomiming of like turning a lever. It just had this weird thing like bookends in like the script.
Something
of,
I
like,
thought
what
was
they were
strange
doing.
with that was the only way I could take that was like the power lever.
Right, and the lights were all on.
The lights were still on.
Yeah.
Because I don't think like it'd be weird to have an emergency stop for the elevator like in that fashion. Like it's not in a room; it's on the outside top deck of the thing. It's weird, kind of anyway. Actually,
Like
but,
there's a control switch to stop just the elevator, no matter where it is. Just stop it. Yeah,
I don't know.
That is weird.
Not to say it doesn't exist. It felt a little strange. Sometimes the most realistic things are the worst because you've been I've been taught that snipers with silent scopes go like Phoom. And then when you hear a real one, it's like Phum. You're like, wait a minute, that didn't go Phum.
Right.
So like maybe that
So,
is how
like-
it really is, but it felt wrong.
It wasn't like TV right. It was like out of place-ish or something.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, so that's kind of everything that happened in this episode. Until next time, where we have episode 5, hoping for the best. This episode was all right. It didn't really take us down a path, but we're hoping for better on the next one.
This was okay. I feel like I'm saying a little. I hope that just goes. I hope it was like, oh, we're drifting a little, clamp back down, onto the track and do another couple of laps and finish this season strong.
But we'll see. And until next time, guys, don't die in a fire. Have a good one, and we'll see you next time.